Snippets in Novelcrafter. Hello, my name is Avon Lee Dean. Snippets are often compared to Codex entries. There are similarities. Codex entries have a name and a description, while snippets have title and content. But Codex entries are more complex. They have a thumbnail image, tags, nicknames, notes, references, appearances, etc. Much more complex than the snippets. The only extra thing that a snippet has is a toggle, telling if this is a favorite or not. Now when you export a snippet, the only thing you will get is a single markdown file. When you export a Codex entry, you will get 3 files. An entry markdown file which will contain the name and the description. But you will also get a metadata.json file which will contain the information in those other tabs, which we have here. And it will also contain a thumbnail, which you have up here. So, there are similarities between the Codex entries and snippets, but there are also a lot of differences. They are a different kind of animals. Now what is a snippet compared to a Codex entry? The Codex is a collection of all the information you have about your story. When writing your prose, or using the chat, the system automatically detects any Codex entries you have created by their name and aliases. Snippets are much more simple. Snippets are a way for you to quickly store ideas or text for later use. The system does not automatically detect any snippets you have created by their title. Now, how do you reference Codex entries and snippets? A Codex entry can be easily reached by AI, by simply writing the name of the entry. So if you mention Rachel in your chat box or in the writing section, the AI will directly recognize that. A snippet, on the other hand, can't be reached by AI. To reach a snippet you have to make a clone of the prompt. And then use the snippets.get title of the snippet, in the clone. Another difference is that when you make a new novel, there is a button called Use Template Novel. If you select a template novel, which you want to inherit from, there are certain things that can be inherited. You can inherit the codex and the structure of your novel. But the snippets, the chat threads, and all prose will be gone. So if you want to keep things around between multiple novels, one way is to put the things you want to keep between the novels and the codex. But if you put some information in the snippets, you cannot automatically transfer it into another novel. In that case you must use the old cut and paste method. Okay, let's now go to Novelcrafter, and try things hands-on. We are inside a browser, in our Novelcrafter account. Let's open up this book, Silver Spurs, and look what's in there. In our codex, we have a couple of characters. And then we have a style guide, and story genre which is a western, and a synopsis. If we look in the synopsis, we can find a reference to a man called Cletus. I just want you to notice that. If we now look at our snippets, we see 2 snippets there. One called Timeline, and the other one called Background. If we look in the timeline, I want you to observe that a man named Elias is mentioned there. If we now look in the chats, we see that we have just one chat called Facts. And if we look at our plan and writing section, we can see that we have Chapter 1, with 1 scene, and Chapter 2 with also 1 scene. Let us now investigate how to reference our snippets and our Codex entries. So let's go to our chat. Let's ask, who is Rachel? Observe that Rachel is underscored, indicating that AI knows about Rachel. Let's send this away. And it will tell us something about Rachel. Now we know that we in Synopsis have mentioned a person called Cletus. So let's ask, who is Cletus? Now, Cletus is not underlined, indicating that the AI does not know about Cletus. Send it away. And as you can see, AI does not know Cletus. So let's ask again, but this time right? Who is Cletus? Take into account the synopsis. Send it away. And now AI knows who Cletus is. Let's try to reference a snippet. We know that we have mentioned Elias in the snippet called Timeline. So let's write, who is Elias? Take into account the timeline. Send it away. And as you can see, AI does not know who Elias is. So, is there a way to reach Elias? Well, not an easy way. But if we go to prompts and look at a general purpose, we see a clone of it that we have done earlier, called general purpose, copy. If we look in the instructions, we observe that they are exactly the same as general purpose. The only difference is that we have added this line. Take into account snippets get timeline. And we hope that this will make the timeline accessible to the workshop chat. Go to chat. And this time use general purpose copy with haiku. And let's ask now, who is Elias? Send it away. And now it finds Elias. There is one more thing I want to show. Make a new thread. Open thread. Call it geography. Select I. Haiku. Enter the following question. Where is Arizona? And I send it away. It will give us a feedback. Observe that we have this button. Save a snippet. Click on that button. And the feedback is automatically saved in a snippet. We can set the title. Arizona. Okay, let's leave this novel. Let's make a new novel, which will use our previous novel as a template. Click on Create Novel. And use Template Novel. Select Silver Spurs. Okay, and as you can see we will inherit the codex, the structure, and a couple of other things. Observe the morning. Right now the thumbnails for your codex entries are not copied over. This will be fixed in the future. Let's call this novel something else. Cactus Blossom. And click on Create Novel. Let's now see what we have inherited. We have inherited the Codex. Our thumbnails did not come along. The Codex is here, intact. If we look at our plan and writing, we see that we have the structure as before, but it is empty. How about the snippets? They didn't come along. How about chats? They didn't come along either. Okay, how about our prompts? We had one custom prompt, and it is here. In fact, prompts are global. They are attached to the Novelcrafter itself. Let's now go back and summarize. In summary, a codex is used to collect info that will directly affect the final writing. It can be transferred via template. A codex entry can be easily reached by the AI, just by mentioning its name. On the other hand, snippets are often used to collect brainstorming ideas. They cannot be transferred via template novel. And they cannot be easily reached by the AI. In fact, you have to clone a prompt in order to reach a snippet. Okay, that's everything for now. Thank you for watching.